Hey guys, so welcome to I should say the first episode. I've filmed a few, but I lost them all. So this will be the first one I'm uploading again, because I don't know what happened to my previous videos. So there's no biggie. Anyways, I'll get stuck into it then. So I'm just here to do some Jeep crafts. You know, uh, so what they're gonna do is they're gonna be like these little paper dudes. As a kid growing up, I always liked miniatures, and then I hated how much they cost. And like now, it's even crazier. So I figured, parents like me. Oh yeah, I got girls, so that's why my nails are painted. Um, so I just want to do some cheap crafts, and so draw them up, put them offline, and then people can download them, make them. They're all Star Wars at the moment. I got some Dragon Ball Z people behind me. I might do a video about them as well. This is real early days. So I want to do Star Wars. Obviously, this will be free. I don't know. I might get into making D&D characters and some of my own characters and popping them up somewhere to buy. But at the moment, they're all just little freebies. So I've done them a few ways. I'm not centered. Hope you're not OCD. Um, there's like this way where I've just put them on little bases that printed. These little washers. They're pretty cheap. But people I talk to, a lot of people do Warhammer and stuff. So we got some Warhammer bases. You can always glue your paper men onto that. It's hard to see. I don't know how to zoom in yet, so you know. But there's lots to go. There's Star Wars, and then you can even where is he? If you put them on the washers, you might get sick of it, and you can glue the washers straight onto the Warhammer bases. So you can do whatever. I usually use card paper, but I thought because I'm doing this, I've done a few. Well, they're gone now, but I'll probably do more videos. I've done a few videos using card paper, but not everyone can get that. So I thought today I'll do one with just normal paper. Normal flimsy paper. We've printed off a bunch of stormtroopers. We'll cut them out, and then I want to try doing like a whole squad on one base. So I've printed about 15, 17 stormtroopers. I doubt they will fit on here, but I just wasn't sure. So I printed off, like a squad at least, so you can have 10 stormtroopers, maybe a captain. We'll do, I'll redo how we do the bases, paint, glue, all that stuff. But yeah, so my channel is pretty cruisy. This is the first video, but I assume it'll be pretty cruisy. So everything's gonna be super cheap. You don't need much. You need glue stick, scissors, um, a ruler, sticky tape. I said that in the wrong order. You actually don't even need sticky tape. I'll show you why. I just have them anyway. Some white glue. I have this little thing. You don't need it. And a little scalpel. You probably don't need that either. It's pretty chill. So yeah. My last video went way too long, so I'm going to do this one a lot quicker and hope that it goes well. Yeah, so stick around. We're going to make some Stormtrooper dudes. Glue them, stick them. Easy. And we'll show you how to do like sand and stuff on the bases. Cool. That's really all there is to it. So yeah, stick around and watch it, and yeah, have fun. See ya. Okay, so look, this is pretty straightforward. The first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to cut those people out. I use, you have a big sheet, so I use these whatever this thing's called, the little cutter, and I just go through and cut them all into like pretty big pieces. It's pretty straight, so that helps make everything much easier. You want to make sure you do it all, like you don't want to leave things to with scissors. I find that so tedious. This just makes it so much easier. So you get all the sides down. Make sure it's straight. That'll make it easier for you when you're folding later. But yeah, that's pretty much all you got to do. It's nice and cruisy. And then obviously once you do that, you're going to want to cut them all out on their own. So you're going to be folding them and gluing them. So I find that putting them in groups of 2 makes it easier. Obviously the bigger characters you're probably going to leave on their own. So 2 for, go 2. 2 makes it easier, I reckon. Yeah, just like that. Just how Nate's doing it there on the screen. Cut it up. Perfect. Once that's all cut, you're going to want to just fold them nice and even. I've got the lines, down the middle, as close as you can get. It doesn't really matter because one side's your front anyway. You're not going to see the back as much. But they should line up pretty well, and then depending on how close you cut them, it won't matter anyway. So yeah, just fold them. That'll make it easier for gluing, which is what we're going to do now. So you grab the glue out. This is it's all pretty easy. Look, you just glue it all. I put heaps on there because I don't want them to come apart, a couple of days later, and then all this is for nothing. So nice and glue it all, get it all together, squeeze it together, and just go ahead and do that for everyone. Again, super cruisy. Shouldn't be too hard. I've only done, I forget, maybe 6 dudes over there. I forget how many I did. I've done way more, but I don't use them all. Spoiler. So you're gonna grab the sticky tape, and then I put these on the outside. It just protects it from all the paint and stuff later, and makes it easier to, thicker. So you do sticky tape one side and then sticky tape the other side. Just like how I've shown you here. Pretty easy. It looks like film roll. I just find that makes the dudes way tougher, and it stops paint getting to it and stuff. So yeah, then you go ahead and cut it out. Now go as close as you want, or as far. Like my earlier figurines, I had all the white just around them because I was scared. I didn't want to cut off arms. And then as I've got more into this and watched people online, I've got a bit more daring and actually cut real close to the line and get the scalpel and stuff. I don't think I use the scalpel here. I think I just use scissors, but scalpel helps for like those real nitpicky places. So you just cut them all out. Easy as that. And there they are, our little Stormtrooper dudes. Yeah, perfect. All right, here we are, everyone. So you guys have been working hard. We've been cutting out, doing all sorts of crafty stuff. It's time for a little break. Grab a beer and just relax. Because look, most of this craft is for the parents that want to make things for their kids that they can't afford. That's what I'm doing anyway. Not can't afford, but don't want to waste money on, little plastic men that cost half a leg. So we're making paper things. Anyway, just sit back, relax. This is where we can kind of catch up. So like I said, this is like my 3rd attempt at the video. I've done a few before, but they didn't work. Well, they worked, but I don't know, I lost the USB or deleted it or something. So, which is good because the first one, the videos I would record up like vertical on my phone, then I'll swap to horizontal. I was just a whole thing, so I've done everything horizontal. So I was actually glad I got to give it another shot. So yeah, I want to do more for the channel. This is pretty basic. I'm not even going to do different takes. Like this is one take, and that's it for all of them. It shows. Like I'm not even nervous that it's going to like. Oh no, I hope it doesn't. Like yeah, I know. It looks like it's done in one take. That's all right. You've got time. But yeah, I'll do more things. I'm hoping to start these little dudes. These are pretty simple. Like these are just cardboard. I draw them up on the computer, some toilet rolls, some paper. It's pretty easy. Obviously, I've gone nuts and made everyone. I've tried to make every Dragon Ball Z character. If there's any fans out there, hit me up with a character. I'll see if I got it. I've got a Facebook page. It's pretty basic. I'll pop it in the link. I think it's only got like 2 things uploaded. We're like first weekend, so don't expect much. But eventually, I'll probably have videos with all these. My Star Wars people. I do a drunk cooking show for people that want to just make things on the cheap. Usually every meal's under $20. Have some drinks, have some laughs. So yeah, stick around. Anyway, we've had our beer. We've had our little break. I'm probably going to head off actually, but other Nate's over there working, so we'll let him keep going. He's over there working. So I'll send him back to other Nate. And yeah, take it away. Thanks for sticking around, fellas and ladies. Thanks for sticking around, everyone. Yeah. See you. All right, thanks for that, Nate. Enjoy that beer. I'll have one after this. Don't worry. So next we're gonna do our little base. So we've got the big washer. I just get a piece of paper, just because people hot glue over the hole. I can't be bothered, so just cut a little piece of cardboard or paper. I don't think it matters. Get some super glue. And yeah, you're just going to go ahead and stick that on. you know, I don't know. There's no secret way. You just, a few drops on, chuck on the paper. Well, you can't go wrong. Super easy. Yeah, stick it on, done. Once that's done though, you're gonna want to go and put yeah, super glue on. Not super glue. What's that thing? Craft glue, wood glue, white glue, whatever you want. Because all this is for putting the sand on the base, and you actually don't need to do this. This is just the base I wanted. I want it to be like a rocky base. But I mean, if you had, I know a lot of people have 3D printers. You could have your own base. You could just keep it as paper and paint it as cement. Like it doesn't. You can do what you want. This is just what I did. I don't know where I found this. Someone did this ages ago and showed it online. I thought it was cool as having, cheap sand. That sand is just synthetic sand. It's not even real sand. But people use real dirt. I don't think it matters what you use. So yeah, just stick it on, glue on, dip it in. Bob's your uncle. Goes in. And then next, once that's dry, just leave it dry, Nate. Yep. Perfect. So now that it's dried, in that 1 second that I did the edit, you're going to go get some water, get more glue, and just put it over the top. This will keep everything in. Like I found a lot of times if I didn't do this, sand would just fall off as I was painting, and I just have real issues. So this just puts a nice little, cover over it. The wood, the glue, the sand, the water, it all seeps through and just holds it together real nice. So go ahead and do that. If you don't, I don't care. It's up to you. And then once that's done, you're going to want to put paint on. Again, you can use whatever color you want. I use brown because I think that looks like dirt. But if you're using real dirt, you don't have to worry about it because it probably looks like dirt. But if you want sand or you want them to be in the snow, you can use whatever color you want. And I probably will, later on I'll be doing some snowtroopers, some Tatooine people. So you get to see what the sand looks like, the snow looks like. But for this, one, I decided to use brown, make it look like dirt or mud. It's up to you. Dealer's choice. Do whatever you want. I find that dirt just looks really nice, especially with the contrast with the stormtroopers or on the white. The nice armor. Be nice to actually get some that are covered in mud, and then you can add that in. But I haven't done that. So you just get some dirt. Super cruisy. Yeah. So that's basically it for that. So once we move on from here, hurry up, Nate. Get the edit. Okay, perfect. So that's all dry. This next step you could probably skip. I do it because it looks nice, but not everyone wants to do it. Oh, I've left the sound on that one. How do I get rid of that? God, that's annoying. Sorry, everyone. How are we going? Can you? Oh well, I'm going to leave that in. I'm not re-editing everything. So you're just going to hear that sound for a little bit. We're real cruisy in this place. Someone's going to get fired. Probably me, but I don't know. So I go over there with a black wash. I just find that looks really nice. It makes the dirt pop. You'll see why later. But you also don't need to do this. You can leave it, brown as is and look like mud. So once the black wash is dried, you just mix some water and black for that one. I talked through it because of the stupid sound. This next step, again, you can probably skip. I do it just because it looks nice, but not everyone has to do it. You're just going to get black, and you're just going to go all the way around the corners and the sides, just because I don't really like the look of that metal, especially because I know it's a washer. So I like to just paint it away so it looks, a bit nicer, I guess. So just go ahead, put some black paint everywhere around it. Again, it's not going to break the bank. It's super cruisy. If you don't do it, no one's going to care. But I find that it just looks nicer having that little black trim. What would you call it? I don't even know. Leave in the comments what you would call it. I just pop, I just think it looks clean. Look at those nice nails. Going to get those redone, I reckon. All right, perfect. So this last step. This is what I wanted to say about the black, the black wash. Once you've done it and you've got your, it probably does look pretty dark. Sometimes that looks good. I don't know if I like it for this. So what I do is I get some, I don't know what this is called. I always call it like a dry brush, but it's probably not the right word. But I just get my brush and I get brown on it, and I just go real light over the top and just do a few, highlights, I guess, of the brown, just to make the dirt not look all, the one color. You got the black wash, you got the brown, then you got over the top, you got brown, just hitting those highlights.
If I remember correctly, I hold the thing to the camera soon so you can see properly. Okay, cool. Oh, Nate, find the camera. There you go. And I just find that looks a little bit more, I don't know, more real. As real as paper little dudes can get. But you don't have to do this. This is just what I've tried to copy from other people that I think looks nice. So there's my face in there because I'm still new to using cameras and stuff. Perfect. And that's pretty much done. Oh, look in the background. You can see a little sneak peek of stuff to come. Doing some clone troopers while I was doing this. Perfect. So now you want to get your glue and just put in 2 little dots for where your dude's feet are going to go. You have to do it. I do it front to back just so that I can lean it against something so it dries. But yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we've done it. You know, we've done our little stormtrooper, I don't know, squad on a metal thing. You know, there's different ways you can do it. Obviously, I do people, you know, on just one base. You can do them as squads. So yeah. So obviously, the next episode I'm doing clone troopers. So we're just doing, you know, and I'm upgrading them. These are too small. So they're going to be a bit bigger, a bit more. As you can see here with the beta, you know, the new size different. This is the proper 28 mil. These were too small. I don't know what I did. Either when I was measuring them on the computer, I did it wrong or something. Anyway, but I still like them. You know, they're cool. You can still use them. The 3D effect is cool. These are only paper. I definitely prefer the cardstock. It's way thicker. You can probably see already. You know, there's a world difference. But I mean, paper's still good. If you got kids and you just want to make some quick army men, go for paper. It's all good. So yeah, that's pretty much. I don't know. That's pretty much that. I'll take some close-up pictures of it and all that, and pop it up after this segment here. But yeah, thanks for sticking around watching it. And yeah, little stormtrooper dudes all done. Cheers. I'll see you next time. Thank you.